Hello, and welcome to another episode of SkyrimPlus. Today, I'm traveling to Solstheim to feature the Lost Akaviri Holiday Edition by G Silent. Let's check out the map. Here we are at Raven Rock. This is where you first arrive when you travel to Solstheim. You'll travel past Fort Frostmouth, but not past Tel Mithrin, and this is where you'll find our featured home, the Lost Akaviri Holiday Edition, which is marked as Solstheim Pagoda. For our world space view, here's Fort Frostmouth, where you obtain the Champion's Cudgel. And when we look left, you can see the Red Mountain and Tel Mithrin in the background, and up front is our featured home. Now that we know where the home's located, let's drop down and check it out. And here's our first up-close look at the home. It's towering. And look at all of those dark elf lanterns. This place looks awesome at night. It's really a sight to behold. Now let's head up the stairs and see what's on the bottom level. First, we have a couple of those creepy fish-looking font holders. They look menacing. And to the left you have your smelter. There's also a chest that's storage for ore and pelts. On your right, you'll find your wood chopping block and woodcutter's axe for your firewood needs. Heading into this open space is your tanning rack, and you have named storage for one-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, ranged weapons, clothes, light armor, heavy armor, and smithing clothes. And on this side, you have your workbench, grindstone, anvil, and named storage for ingots and leathers. And then check out that view of the Red Mountain and Tel Mithrin. And then you have a garden back here that's full of scathecrow and trauma root. I also like these dividers up top that you can see through. Those look really cool. Okay, now that we've seen everything on this level, let's head up to the next level and see what that has to offer. Now we found our crafting wing, with an arcane enchanter with named storage for soul gems and scrolls, a staff enchanter with named storage for heartstones, and an alchemy lab with storage for ingredients and potions, as well as ultimate potions of health, magicka, and stamina. There's also storage for alchemy and enchanting clothes. I like the enlarged Deathbrand treasure map. We also have some magical floating books and some bookshelves for the bookworms of Skyrim. And on the other side, you have even more bookshelves. Bookworms rejoice. And underneath all of that moss is a map of Skyrim. And on the ledge, we find a gold ingot, a special bow, and a spell tome. The bow is called the Imperfect Union, and it gives you a 50% chance to absorb 50 health, stamina, or magicka, while dealing a further 50% chance of fire, frost, and or shock damage. As for the spell tome, it's called Akaviri Aid, and it's used like a shout to summon a spectral Akaviri warrior to help you in battle. This level of the home has proven to be pretty useful, but now that we've seen all that this level has to offer, let's head up to see the next. And when we head up, we find a table for two with a view. You can see Tel Mithrin and the Red Mountain in the background. I love that. And on this side of the room, you have 13 standing stones, and shrines to Azura, Boethia, and Mafala added by the DLC. Here are fonts for health, magicka, and stamina, and a chest for food and drink storage. You also have a view from this opening, and you can follow it around too. But for time's sake, I'm going to head back. On the other side of the room, you have a mushroom that you can harvest, and here's your cooking pot for your cooking needs. Now let's head up to the last level. And now we found our bedroom. You have a double bed, another alchemy lab, an arcane enchanter, just in case you wake up in the middle of the night and want to test a theory, and here are 8 more shrines to the divines. Those crafting stations also have named storage for soul gems, scrolls, potions, and ingredients. And then as we travel to the other side of the room, you have named storage for trinkets, keys, gems, and junk. So this home has tons of storage options to organize all of your stuff for those Martha Stewart and Marie Kondo types out there. Now that we've seen all of the features of this home, it's time for final thoughts. If you're looking for a home on Solstheim that's unique and has amazing views, you found it. And you have all of the practical features needed, like this bed, your cooking pot, a wood chopping block, a complete smithing suite, a couple of alchemy labs and arcane enchanters, as well as a staff enchanter. You also have some added bells and whistles like most of the shrines to the divines, the shrines from the DLCs, as well as all of the standing stones, fonts to restore your attributes, a custom bow, a useful spell tome, and a garden with local ingredients. There's a lot to love about this home, and I hope you found this one interesting. This concludes my feature of the Lost Akaviri Holiday Edition. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell icon if you want to be notified of when I post, and as always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next episode.